going on? Nick here, and you're watching CFC Youth Collective. Hey, every Friday we are dropping a video and we're calling it The Heat. Believing that these videos are going to speak to you and encourage you where you're at. So it doesn't matter whether you're watching this by yourself, with your friends, family, watching it 7 years down the track, watching it right now during COVID-19, believing that God is going to speak to you right where you are and encourage you. So make sure every week at 7:30 you tune in to watch these videos. What are you afraid of? Spiders? Cats? Driving in Rachel's old car that never works? Or Ganette's driving Rachel's old car that never works whilst a cat is in there running around like a madman trying to run over a spider. Scary, scary, scary stuff. Now fear, right? We all have it. We all have fears. We all have things we're afraid of. None of us are immune from being afraid. They all look differently. What you're afraid of, I'm not afraid of. What I'm afraid of, you may not be afraid of. Although most of you are probably tougher than I am. Being afraid doesn't make you weak. Doesn't mean you're less than anyone else. It doesn't mean anyone else is better than you because they're not afraid of something that you're afraid of. But being afraid, well, it just makes you human. Now speaking of afraid, I'll tell you one time I was afraid. I was terrified. I went over to Melbourne for, if everyone doesn't know, I'm a massive, and I mean huge GWS supporter, and I went over there for the grand final. Now I don't need to talk to you about the results of that game.
Boys never left the footy though, did it?
Soldo to Pickett. Whoa, what about that? A full 360 in slow motion. Just down your marks. Wonderful play out of the middle.
Thanks. But I tell you, in the lead up, I was terrified, genuinely scared. Scared that I would have wasted all this money. I invested all this time, energy into getting there, getting a ticket, getting flying there, spending all the money. I was genuinely terrified that it was going to waste. And frankly, it did. I'll admit it, it was a waste of money. I watched my team get belted.
A second to go. The Tigers are premiers for the 12th time in their history.
You're probably tougher than I am, and so you probably have more real fears than me, rather than just some footy things. But you might be afraid of, man, what is happening at my school right now? Or man, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get a job. Or I've actually lost my job, and I'm afraid of what's going to happen now that I can't work. Like crazy on the outside right now, and I'm afraid. Firstly, I'm going to stop right now and say, that's okay. You can be afraid, you can be scared, that's cool. But this video is talking about how we can, even though we're afraid, how we're not getting crippled by that fear. But we're going to stop and say how we're going to live from fear and to faith. Faith is making a choice to choose to put your trust in God and not your fears. Whilst you know your fears are there, that's okay if your fears are there. But I'm not making any decision based on my fears, but I'm making my decisions based on trusting God. Why do we do that? Because we know God is bigger than our fears. The Bible encourages us with this. It says this in 2 Corinthians 5:7. For we live by believing and not by seeing. And that includes seeing into ourselves what is going on in here, in our feels, the feels right now, what I'm feeling. Because I tell you what we see and what we feel often is going to let us down. It's often not going to be the thing that's helpful. But I tell you what, God is always helpful. He's always consistent. He's always loving. He's always gracious. He's always there. Never leaves you, never forsakes you. And that's why we can put our faith in Him and not our fears. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm afraid, I'm scared, but God knows best. God knows what's going on. And I may not, but I'm trusting Him to see me through this. Great encouragement, great stuff. How can we, on a day-to-day basis, how can we change this up? Well, I've got 3 things for you that you can do that is going to help you. Number one, call it out. Call out your fears. Call them out right now. Scream at your laptop and say what you're afraid of right now. Go. You're not doing it. Why are you not doing it? Just do it. Just do it. Do it right now. Scream at your laptop. You won't do it. Come on. But no, call out your fears. Call them out right now. Acknowledge that you're afraid. We just heard before that it's okay to be afraid. It just makes us human. So what are you afraid of? Right now, you can say what you're afraid of. Call it out. Tell someone you trust. Tell a friend, a close friend of yours, a youth leader, a parent, a teacher, someone you can trust. Say to them, hey, I'm afraid of this. The Bible is full of encouragements that encourage us to say, hey, we're not meant to do this alone. Even though we're in social, yes, I got it right, but then I stopped. Even though we're in social isolation, we can still do this journey of life together. We can still message someone, we can still Zoom, FaceTime, call, and say to someone, hey, right now today, I'm struggling. I'm really afraid of what's going to happen. This has happened, this COVID-19, it's scary stuff. Telling someone is the first step to be able to bring it out that helps us to know that we're not doing this alone. One of the greatest tricks the enemy wants to pull on you is to think that you're alone. Number two, send it up. Go to that laptop screen and say, send it. Send it up. Send it up. Send it up to God. Pray it up. Pray, 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 and pray. I cannot tell you the best thing you can do, particularly right now, that you can do that's going to help you with your fears. Call them out. Call them out to God. Send them up to God. Pray it up to Him and say, God, I'm afraid right now. God sees the pain and the distress in our heart when we're afraid. And He loves it when we bring our fears and our worries to Him. When we're able to say, God, I'm afraid. Help me. He loves it and He wants to help us. He wants to be with us. He wants you to know right now that He is with you and for you. And so right now, as this video is thing, you can pause it right now and pray and say, God, help me. Number three, open it up. Open up that word. No matter who you are right now, you may have read the Bible 1,000 times. You may have never even seen a Bible in your life. That's cool. Doesn't matter where you're at. I trust you right now. Promise you. Start reading the Word, and it's gonna start encouraging, because you start to learn about who God is, what He's like, His love, His grace. And when we start to learn these things, it helps us be able to trust Him more daily. It helps us to be able to trust Him when we're afraid. Say, you know what, this is a God I can trust, because I read about it in the Word of what you can do. Download the Bible app, the YouVersion Bible app on your phone, on your device, whether Android, iPhone, iPad, wherever it is. You can download it to your phone so that you have it right. It's not if you don't have a device, or if you try and find yourself a hard copy, but do this daily, because daily getting it, letting it, it's like water, just like, you need to just like clean yourself. Like have a shower. Please have a shower. I know you're not social isolation, and I'm talking about you teenage boys. Okay, I don't care how socially isolated you are. Lynx isn't gonna fix it. Have a shower. Like I said, you gotta wash yourself. You gotta clean yourself in the Word each day, and each day you're gonna notice it starts having an impact on you over time. You might find something, you might read something that speaks to you in that moment, that really encourages you. Sometimes you read something and it's just like, what the heck? That was nice, that was cool, but it didn't really, no matter what it is, but we're not basing it off our feelings, we're choosing to put our trust in God. And I tell you what, if you just do it daily, God's gonna start speaking to you. You're gonna notice the change and the growth, and particularly over this time, it's gonna be a thing that helps you get through these challenging times. Well, I hope this has been an encouragement to you right now, particularly with everything that's going on, choosing to live in faith and not in fear. And this is going to be great even for afterwards, no matter what it is, moving out of this situation. But I want you to know right now, God is for you, He loves you, He cares for you. And so I trust that this video has been an encouragement to you no matter where you're at right now. Thank you all for watching this. The best way to get the most out of this content is to be able to make sure you discuss this with some friends. Talk about some friends with it. Get on Zoom, download Zoom. There's a rat in the event, or a leader, or a parent. So right now, after this video is done, maybe you want to Zoom, FaceTime your friends, Zoom call your friends, Skype your friends, so that you guys can talk about it. You can share your fears, talk about these kind of things, encourage each other, pray for one another. It doesn't matter if you're looking at someone's face on a screen. I mean, that's what you're doing right now. It's just me, you, the camera. But you can pray with each other. It doesn't matter if you think God still operates even if it's online. God doesn't stop online. So you can pray with each other. It doesn't mean you can't stop messaging your youth leader as well and talk about it, encourage one another. You can open up the Bible together. You can text each other Bible passages. These are going to be the best things you can do, particularly in this time. That's going to help your faith and particularly help you through this troubling time. And even if you are just checking this out and you've never even thought about going to church, being a part of reading the Bible, about this year, so I encourage you, talk to someone. Let us know down below, and we'd love to get you connected about how some people you can connect with, or resources to give you to take your next steps. Thank you for watching CC Youth Collective. We'll see you back again next Friday at 7:30 for a hot word again for you next week. And we got more hot content coming. We'll see you back again here next week, same time, same love. You watching CSU Youth Collective. Peace.